Hello, folks, and welcome back to another week of the Tiger Sports Show, where we try to keep you up to date on everything that's going on around Hastings High School athletics and everything else that my brother Tren and I are interested in. How are you doing, co-host Tren?
Oh, I'm doing good. I was just playing the drums as we came in from the fight song. So
that's a very emotional opening. I'm not sure that's good for us because we have to sit during that opening. We get all kind of jazzed up as the song's going. We still got to work on our project to teach the kids the lyrics, Tren.
Yeah, I actually have.
You want to hear an idea?
I actually have an idea too.
Does it involve a TikTok dance? Because mine involves you doing a TikTok dance.
Mine does not involve me doing a TikTok dance.
So. All right, so we're going different ways there. All right.
Well, mine was just YouTube and having a staff member say one phrase and then mashing it all together.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe we can have a couple different versions.
Break it into parts, but I will not
think the kids would really respond to you TikTok dancing.
No, I don't dance.
All right. Well, folks, it's really we kind of made it through week 0, where not all the sports are going, but some of them are going. And this week we get going. Tomorrow, Thursday, the 25th of August, Tren.
Yep. Yeah.
1 month from my birthday, Tren, if you're thinking a little bit. 1 month. Tomorrow, almost all the teams get going. And this weekend, we'll have everything going fall sports. We'll be going full speed. By next Tuesday, almost everybody at all levels will have played a game. So, what are you looking forward to this weekend? I assume that football game in Elkhorn.
Yeah, it'll be the Tigers' season opener on the road. Just interested to see what's going to happen. They have a lot of juniors that are stepping up and taking some time, and we got some sophomores at quarterback, so it'll just be interesting to see what we look against a new opponent. We've never played Elkhorn North before, so brand new.
Only a few years old. Hardly anybody's played against them.
Yeah.
What do you know about them? You know anything about them?
Not really. It'll be eye-opening just to watch when I watch it on the stream, hopefully.
Well, I read their preview in the World Herald, and they listed about 5-6 guys they thought had a ton of experience. They must have had some seniors last year. I wasn't sure how many they had, but like I noticed in their returners, they didn't list a quarterback. They only had one linebacker. So, I think they were playing some seniors last year. I'm sure they were playing a lot of young kids. The people down there seem to think this is going to be their best team ever. What is this, like year 3 for them?
Yeah.
And so, I'm sure they'll be looking to get their season off to a good start. Is that game at Elkhorn High then, Trent?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Yes, says producer Tate from the back room. It is at Elkhorn High. I thought they were playing all the district's games there. All right. Well, that's a nice facility. Tiger fans will be going down to see that. What, you got a key for the game? I know it's early season.
I'm just curious to see. We're going to have a lot of young kids in some new spots. Cooper Cole looked like he was getting some carries in the 2 scrimmages I saw. And then just see how the quarterbacks do. We got somebody pointed out that we're going to have a righty and a lefty with Chance Furton. I got the name right.
Signal when we want the other guy in.
Yeah, and Tucker Sinek.
Yeah.
And then we have there's just a lot of juniors. There's only 4, maybe 6 seniors. I've heard some good things. I really like the combination at outside backer with Carlos Espino and Nas.
Yeah.
Those guys were creating havoc and chaos on the JV scene. A little undersized, but those guys can come up and hit. So,
and then good speed there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're going to lean on Joe Rodriguez. Joe looked like he was playing defensive end. Senior, probably going to be a captain. Big kid, big guy.
He looks the part in my classroom, Tren. When he walks in the classroom, I think that dude's a football player.
Yeah. And he was, like Coach Shu has been saying, he was probably their best player on defense, and probably overall last year at the end of the year. And just take it 1 week at a time and get the young kids going. Kellen Jones is excited. He's one of my
excited.
What?
He's always excited.
Oh yeah, he's a big kid. So and then Big Brady Hamburger, Hammock. They got some size up front. I'll be curious to see what Coach Shu comes up with his offense.
Well, I like their experience up front, Trent, and that's always a good sign. That's where you make things happen. Football's a game where you got to knock people down.
Yeah, definitely. And they have size, and then most of those guys played and started last year. So,
well, it's going to be a project to try to develop some depth.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Can they find some players where maybe they're not sure they have them? Can some guys step up? And that's one of the things that's always fun about high school athletics. All right. Well, we had some other things going on last week. We had some teams playing. What about you? Did you see some softball?
Yeah, I went up to GI and saw them play the Islanders last night. New complex. It was hot.
The one out on the north edge of town?
Yeah, the one clear out on the north end of town. So you
it's
basically drive around GI.
It's not that new anymore, Trent.
Well, it was new to me. I've never been there.
They got the new park going, I guess.
Yeah, I've never been there. So,
all right.
It's a nice facility.
As a softball parent, I've been there a few times. Yeah. Great. Did you have a Polish dog?
No.
That's what I recommend in the concession stand there, the Polish dog.
To remember that. So,
yeah. Polish dog and a pickle. You like pickles?
Yeah, I didn't have pickle.
Ann and I consider their Polish and a pickle a full meal.
Oh, wow. That's pretty impressive. So.
It is impressive. I should have told you before you went up there. All right. Well, we'll get back to softball in a minute. Volleyball played a Hall of Fame scrimmage. I think that's the first time they've ever played Hall of Fame scrimmage. And they really had a mixed result. They lost 2 sets to Minden, and they split with Donovan Trumbull. Again, mixing in a lot of girls. The volleyball story is going to be very similar to the football story. Got some people coming back who've played, but they're going to have to find some varsity players. So it'll be exciting. The nice thing about volleyball, we'll talk schedule in a little bit. They got a lot of home games early. So Tiger fans are going to get to know a little bit more about volleyball. Last year, we were kind of in the dark about them for 3 or 4 weeks, it felt like. They didn't have any games. And then girls golf got their season started at the Donovan Trumbull Invite up at Indian Head, and they finished 6th in a field of 9 or 10 teams. And Anna Brandt, leading the way like we expected, was 5th individually. All right, back to softball, Trent. Softball team kind of made some waves with those first 2 games. I think you'd have to call that an upset over Grand Island Northwest, who was ranked number 2 to start the year. Tigers kind of handled them. Did you get out to that game at all?
Oh, yeah, I did. Sammy, team, we talked last week on what you're going to do, pitch to Sammy or not pitch to Sammy. It was fun to listen to the GI Northwest coach afterwards. He said the first at bat didn't last long. So she hit the first pitch over center field fence, stepped up the second time, and they had a girl on first, so they couldn't really walk her there. I would have walked her.
You can still walk her. I don't like to help opposing coaches train, but I can't help it. It's just like when Kaylin Schultz was up last year. I'm out in the outfield signaling, hey, let's give her a base.
Yeah.
Give her a base.
Gets up the second time, smashes a 2-run homer. Northwest got out, but Alyssa Breckner, a bulldog in the circle for the Tigers. She gets the job done, only allows 2 hits to a very potent offense.
She had them baffled a little bit, Trent. She
didn't get any of the corners either. She could have probably done some more damage. It was pretty tight strike zone. They beat Grand Island Northwest 8-2.
Yeah.
And then Saturday,
handled them, Trent.
What?
Handled them.
Yeah, and pulled away at the end. Tigers got some small ball working, got aided by some GI Northwest miscues, and then put 5 runs to put the game away. Breckner, I think, or not Breckner, Baker. Peyton Baker comes up with a huge 2 RBI, single pinch hit that sort of got him going in the 5th, and then that was all she wrote. Breckner came in and finished it.
I told Mrs. Mays, I said, if we can get 2 non-Sammy runs that aren't just off of Sammy's bat, we win it. And
they did.
Then Bake came in got that in. I tell you, going back to Sammy, she hits that second dinger. Mrs. Mays turns to me and she says, has anybody just like hit home runs in every at-bat all year? And I said, well, not yet. Yeah. Not yet. But eventually she's had a few singles and doubles. So,
oh, yeah, she did. She had a good weekend. We saw our old friend Anonymous. I think I used the right word. I didn't spit it out right. The one we've had the problem with lately, Omaha Scott. Huge tournament up in GI for the Grand Island Northwest Invite or little quad.
Nemesis.
Yeah. Nemesis. And two, I can't, my S's aren't good, but tough seasons with them, back-to-back years. That was just a fun game to follow. We beat Scott 7-4. Scott starts the year 0-3. I'm not sure what they did last night. Very un-Scott-like, but
I feel bad for them.
I don't. So Breckner, another gritty effort on the mound. She just got it going and kept them off bounce. Scott comes and gets her 4 times in the first to take a 4-0 lead. Tigers battle back. Sammy hit another homer. That's 3 so far in the year. And it was just a good overall Tiger victory. A lot of good things happened. A lot of people contributed, some tough defense. They played great defense on Thursday. And that was the difference in the game because GR Northwest struggled. New shortstop. Can't remember her name.
Don't put me on the spot. I got her in class.
Yeah, new shortstop
from know her name.
Adam Central. She made several great plays on the weekend. Yeah, Macy. I remember her first name. Yeah. Then they ran into Beatrice. They went with the second pitcher, the youngster, and it was
she's going to come around. She got Grand Island in the nightcap last night.
Yeah, and Beatrice has always been a tough program.
Yeah.
And it was the day of the second pitchers because Northwest beat Beatrice and then Northwest beat Scott. And we had troubles there. Last night, Grand Island, it's good to play the Islanders again.
It's good to beat the Islanders.
Yeah, good to beat them, definitely. Breckner battling some foot injury. She looked a little off, but just kept the Tigers in it. Did a different field for me. I never been there before. Carly Mulbach, catcher, had 3 hits. In the second game, she had a double and a triple.
Your name right, Carly.
Yeah, she had a double and a triple and 3 RBIs. Sammy had 3 more hits, no homers. In the second game, it was 18-8. It was good to see them getting a flow.
It's good to see the Islanders get whooped.
Yeah, and then Oshner freshman debut had a triple. She was running all over the place, and and then the pitcher.
She could be a good one, I think.
Yeah, and then Nolette had a big triple early in the game. So
yep, and they were kind of key in the JV. JV went over and won that. I think the softball JVs, I've got them. They're 3-1.
Oh,
the varsity's what 4-1. So good start.
Yeah, 4-1.
Should we run over what we've got coming schedule wise?
Yeah, I'd like to give some props to the Tiger Marching Band. I went down to Kool-Aid Days Parade.
How were they?
It was fun to follow them. They are the best band in the land.
Yeah,
by far none. They do the high step and they do the tight turns and stuff. And I walked with them the whole way around, like I told Mr. Beeve I was going to do. I got my steps in that day, and then I was too tired and I went home. So.
All right. Well, I went out and watched the show. They're working on the show in the mornings.
Yeah, I see the show every morning.
I went out there. I've got some inside information. I don't know what it means, and I hope this doesn't help any other bands like Scout Us. But at one point, I heard Coach Beeve say a 5-6, 5-6, 7-8, and then they played. So I don't know, Trent. I don't know what's going on there, but they got something that involves 7s and 8s.
And they do a lot of great things with the Tiger Marching Band, and I listen to them every morning when I'm waiting for my bus.
All right.
So it's always fun to listen to while I'm picking up trash in the West parking lot. So
well, that's why you're a Renaissance man. You get a little bit of everything done.
Yep, it's doing that to wait for the bus. So
All right. Well, I'm going to run through the schedule here. Jump in if you've got any comments or if you've got one of these contests you really want to get to. Varsity football is headed for Elkhorn North, and maybe producer Tate knows, is that going to be on Strive? Is that going to be on YouTube? People who aren't getting to Elkhorn, how are they going to watch that thing? That's Friday night at 7.
yeah,
Producer Tate says probably on Strive. The JVs get going at Seward on Monday, JV football. And then freshman football trend's got a big week. I don't know anything about these freshmen, but they play 2 home games, GICC and North Platte next week. So we'll know something about them by next week.
Yeah, I'll have to get out to those freshman games.
Boys tennis is ready to go with new coach, Coach G. And they're going to Lexington, and that's tomorrow. Tomorrow looks like just a duel, JV and varsity. So we'll find out. We got the Ablett kid. He's a known quantity. I want to see who else is going to step up for the tennis team. Anna Brandt and her golfers will be on Friday all day over at Kearney. And there's big schools over at Kearney, Tren. They're going to be running into a lot of big schools. Volleyball starts their home stretch here where they play 3 out of 4, and actually 4 out of 5 at home. And that's tomorrow. They're hosting York. Varsity probably get going 7. You know, those first volleyball games are usually running a little late. Wouldn't be surprised if first serve was at 7:30. JVs and reserves will be in action tomorrow too against York. Softball is going to Lincoln, and producer Tate tells me they got to play Northwest again in Lincoln, Tren. Is that
yes, they do. And then they play the Knights, and then they're going to play Millard North. So
the Knights of Lincoln Southeast, huh?
Yeah, and then they'll play Millard North to wrap it up. So very interesting.
LPS Invitational is always tough. It's tough.
Yeah, and that's Coach Blake said last night it was important to get those 2 wins over Grand Island Northwest and get Alicia, Miss Breckner healthy, and just go see what they can do.
All right. Well, then cross country has their home meet tomorrow. They invite in several smaller schools. That's going off out at Brickyard at 7:15. I got a problem, Tren, because I'm supposed to be playing pickleball at 7 at Carter Park. I'm going to the introductory pickleball lessons. Mrs. Mays and I are going to play some mixed doubles pickleball. So I don't know how we're going to get over to cross country.
I may have to go watch introduction pickleball.
All right. Well, it's 7 o'clock.
I've watched pickleball at the Y, and I'll just give you a little heads up. They take it a little serious, so you're going to have to bring your A game.
Well, I don't have an A game anymore. My A game is 20 years in the past, but I have maybe like a G game. Okay, I can bring that. I think Mr. Garkow, our German teacher, Herr Garkow, I think he's involved in the pickleball culture here in Hastings. So I'm excited to see that. But that's a big week, and there's more events than that. I mean, that just basically gets us through the weekend. What do you think? Other than the big football game, first Friday night lights is always big. What's the other thing you think is big this week? What are you going to be looking for?
The cross country, they're not at home very much. And it would be good to get Tiger fans out to Brickyard. Looks probably dusk. They might be wrapping up. I don't know how long cross country meets run. How long do they run?
If I'm running, it takes a long time. But
so you'd be running after dusk, right?
Yeah, I would be getting medical care after dusk.
So if you're running in the twilight, it'll be a little cooler. It's a little cooler already. Except now it'll probably be hotter tomorrow. So yeah,
it's gonna be hot. Those kids are tough. Cool. Yeah. They'll be all right. Like we said last week, we think the boys team has got a chance to be special. The girls team, we got Kellen Henry Perlick coming back, and we'll be filling in around her. And I think we got some talented athletes out there, so maybe we can make something happen. All right, Tren, you ready for our new Tiger History feature where we by the number?
Yeah, and the funny part is I didn't get any warning. I've had a week, and I've had no help and no time.
What? You had all week to work on this.
If I would have got a little notice beforehand when I had time.
All right.
Because this is my thing. I don't get a planning period.
Okay. So how do you want to do this? You want to hear my pick for each number, and then you see what you think, or do you want to propose yours, or should we like alternate?
I don't even know where mine is. I'd have to. Mine's on the computer. The computer's busy.
Okay. All right.
I think Tate has mine. So
okay. Well, I tell you, let's do it this way. Producer Tate, does Tren have a pick for 0? If he does he have a pick for the greatest 0 in Hastings Tiger athletics history? If he does, let's put it on the screen. Let's see who we got. Oh, who's this, Tren? That's a swimmer.
Yeah, it's a swimmer from 1956. Bill
Champlain?
Yeah.
Yeah. He swam at SMU.
Yeah, he was a back-to-back state champion. 56, he was a multi-state champion. Led the Tigers to a runner-up finish. Probably the first runner-up finish in an Olympic sport in Hastings High. Wait, no, track. Duh. But just an impressive feat because
great athlete. But Tren, we're going by jersey number. I'm pretty sure that guy's not wearing a jersey.
Well, I don't have a number 0, and that's where I used a wild card. It was going to either be him or a wrestler.
All right. Well,
not done with the wrestler.
I don't have a wrestler in my first 10, but I have some wrestlers coming down later.
Oh, I actually, Coach Laux gave me a little pep talk on how to do the wrestlers.
Okay.
But that involves 3 numbers.
Well, that's all right. Numbers are numbers. I miss the day when wrestlers would have like sweats that had their weight on them.
Yeah, I missed the day when they had numbers.
All right. Okay, well, I've got 2 choices for 0. They both played the first position. I think the first one's out of the class of 2011 or 2010. Yep, there he is, Christian Lomax.
Oh, wow.
Goalie, great goalie for Coach Nanfito and the soccer program. And number 0, or maybe he didn't have a number, but at least mine has a jersey on. Christian Lomax, but I think I'm leaning towards the other goalie who followed him. Bring that up, Tren, a great football and basketball player for the Tigers too. Who's this, Tren?
Oh, my goodness. I'm so embarrassed. We should just stop recording now. It's the greatest family ever, the Menkeys.
The Menke family.
Oh, and man. That's Brady. Yes, that's the original Menke. The OG.
All right. Okay, so I'm going with Brady as our number 0. You good on that?
Oh, I'm good with that. I feel really embarrassed right now because that's probably one of my favorite families of all time because I coached most of the kids when they were younger.
All right.
He is the OG. He's the original Brady.
He's the original. All right. Now on to jersey number 1. You got a pick for jersey number 1, Tren?
No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, I have Vinny Schmidt.
You have Vinny Schmidt. What did he wear number 1 in? Oh,
football.
Tiger football.
First ever career start. He set the Class B passing record, which has probably now been broken. But, yeah, because Cynic broke it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was my number 1. I didn't really have – my brain was stressed. That was about the last one I filled. So,
well, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. My number 1, I don't know. I don't know if I can – I kind of like yours maybe. My number 1, she wore number 1 in not her best sport. All-state soccer player, but she wore number 1 for me on the basketball floor. Who's the only person I've ever allowed to wear number 1?
Dang. See, I'm horrible at this already. I shouldn't even play.
Ashton Pulowski, just an amazing athlete, just amazing hops. We used to lie and say she was 5 foot tall, but just a fantastic athlete. Played college soccer over at Kearney. Of course, Vinny played baseball at Hastings College, right, Tren?
Yeah, he did.
Well, yes. I'd be happy with either of those two. Those are some great number 1s for the Hastings Tigers.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Ashton.
Would you?
But Vinny made the splash. He has the state record. Probably threw for 300 yards in the first half. Of course, that Scotts Bluff game was just a wild. Back then, we were just throwing the ball all over the yard. So
yeah, he really was slinging it around. All right, well, so far so good.
And then he wasn't very tall either. So
no, he wasn't. He wasn't. Some diminutive number 1s.
Yeah.
All right. How about number 2? You got a pick for number 2?
You go first. You go first this time.
All right, here's my number 2. I think. Oh, there he is. That's Connor Laux wearing number 2 for the Hastings Chiefs. Now, he wore number 4 for Hastings Tiger baseball. Do we have a picture of him wearing 4, Trent?
That's funny.
There he is wearing number 4, but I like him in the 2-hole. That's a great place for him to bat, and it's a great place for him on our jersey list.
That's funny because he's my number 4, or he's my backup number 4, actually.
And is he's still playing college baseball?
Yeah, New Mexico State. He redshirted this year.
Yeah, that's crucious.
I'm hoping they come back to Nebraska for a series like they did last year. I am planning on going to that if he's playing.
All right.
So,
all right. You got a number 2?
My number 2 is also a Tiger baseball player. See if he has a picture. Maybe not.
Oh, we don't have.
We don't have a picture. Mine is Marcus Miller.
Oh, Marcus!
Only no hitter in school history. I credit Coach Blake Marquardt for that because we were sitting in pottery class yesterday, and I'm like, I don't have a number 2. And he said, "What about the no hitter guy?"
Yeah,
what?
That's what pottery class is good for you.
Oh, it is for that because we had some good conversations. No hitter. Really came on the Chiefs in the summer ball, but he had some big pitches in those title runs when he was a sophomore, or probably when he was a junior. But he came in a few times after the flamethrower.
There he is,
Sam Wibbles, and he had that 6-12 curveball that just spun guys into the ground. So,
all right. Well, those are both good picks. Maybe Marcus gets the number 2 in Tiger Black and Orange, and Connor gets it in Hastings Chief Red. All right, number 3. You got a number 3, Tren? Because I got the OG of OGs.
Okay, I looked in a yearbook. I struggled to find her picture. She graduated in 2003. I assume she was All-State. The yearbook didn't mention her. My number 3 is Melissa Peterson, but I don't. Soccer. Wait, soccer. Okay.
That's her wearing soccer number 3.
Yeah.
You wear 3 in basketball too?
I'm not sure. I was just
no, but I know it says producer Tate.
But I think she wore 3 in softball though, and that's where she was really legit. She started the Tiger program it was in its early stages. Her and Chris O'Neill, Alicia Horsky,
softball greats.
Yeah, so that was my number 3. Okay, drum roll.
Well, that's a good one. She was a 12-sport letterman.
Yeah, she was probably one of the original ones prior to the Tom Osborne Club.
Yeah, my guy was not a 12-sport letterman because he didn't play football in high school, even though he ended up being a football All-American in college. Bring it up, Tate. That's Chuck the Thin Man Stickles from 1949.
I didn't even think about that.
Yep, Chuck the Thin Man Stickles. So, again, that's pretty good though, Tran. I didn't think you could make me even consider somebody besides Chuck, but Miss Peterson, that's a great pick.
You can't go against Chuck.
All right.
Chuck's Chuck.
Chuck also, when I was putting in sprinklers at his house with our dad one time, Chuck invited me to swim in his pool. Even when I was sprinkler, just, filthy from digging holes. He said, it's hot. You should go swim in the pool. That's a nice guy.
Where was I?
You weren't old enough to work yet.
I was baby. I was baby.
Transformers.
I was babysitting the producer probably.
Yeah, I'm sure that was going real well. All right. All right. We're on to number 4, Tren. Maybe we agree on number 4. Who's your number 4? Because I'm thinking
mine is my favorite quarterback of all time. QB1, Mr. Johnny. I don't want to use the movie stuff, but Mr. Johnny Everything came on, didn't even know really about him when he was a junior. That's how he came out of nowhere against McCook.
They held him in that JV slot as a sophomore and let him develop. That was good.
Yeah. And just took the world. He's got school records galore. He's got some unofficial school records that I've come up with, total yards. And total yards in a game. And I always remember the GR Northwest game, that playoff game, both of those games in 2020 where he took them over, put the Tigers on his back. And the more importantly, he's just a great kid.
A lot of fun. Always in a good mood. They got him wearing 16 down at the university. I'm sending emails to Coach Frost every day. I want to get him that number 4 number. I want to get him that
My
number
funny cynic story is there's a 16 quarterback signaling signals. And, of course, I jumped on that in the Tiger football Facebook page and thinking, QB1's on the field. And then his mom messaged me later and said, no, that's not him. There was another 16 quarterback. I'm like, change that guy's number.
He had a good spring down there. He
had a good spring game, and he didn't get to go to Ireland. I had a chance to talk to him last week, so he's raring to start practice next week. So
good deal.
Hopefully there's good things from QB.
Yeah, he's a great guy. All right, we're on to number 5, Tren. Who you got in the number 5 slot? Because I got a good one.
Okay, mine, going down the rabbit hole, this was probably, I think, 2 and 1 and 5. I just last-ditch effort. I went with Libby Napple.
Oh, that's who I've got, Tren. Libby Napple, wow. Number 5 in softball, number 5 in basketball. Tremendous athlete, set home run records galore. A great in the shot and discus ring. Just a great all-around athlete. She fought that knee injury in high school, but a battler. I really enjoyed having her play for me. So, all right. Well, we've agreed on a couple in a row.
So she's just she's just a fierce competitor. Yeah. So that's what I remember Libby as.
Well, she always did it the Libby way. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a little stubbornness to be that good athlete.
Oh man,
great kid. Great kid. All right. Number 6, Tren. I got a couple. I can't pick between them. Do you have a 6?
He's going to have to tell me who my 6 is because I forgot. Oh, okay. Yeah, mine, we're going to go on a softball run for me right here.
Okay, I got a softball player.
Mine is probably right after Libby. Mine's Ellie McCoy.
Broke some of Libby's records.
Yeah, and then she was a mighty might.
Yep.
She was shortstop, tough, hard-nosed player, set that edge for setting up the last couple years. Hopefully still playing D1 softball somewhere. But she can go. I went back looking. She had 22 homers, school record, state record at the time for a season. And
she's down in Missouri State.
Yeah, and you just didn't think of her as a power hitter, but man, she could hit some bombs.
Well, after a couple of them, you did. All right, that's pretty good. My competition for number 6 comes off the soccer pitch. All-state player who played at Hastings College, I believe. Chloe Sabota.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's legit. I didn't even go there.
Yep, good kid. I probably lean towards Ellie with you, Tren. I had them both. Ellie probably made a little more noise statewide, but a couple really good athletes, really good kids. All right, Tren. You got a number 7? Because I got a number 7.
Well, this is where I had the dilemma. I couldn't come up with the number 7, so I went with one. And I checked back with the show. I went back and watched it last week. There were no parameters about.
You don't have to have graduated?
Yes. So I went with Sammy Schmidt.
All right.
She can hit. She signed with UNO. I didn't really have a lot of options. And she's just a really neat person too. So
we might as well get the whole Schmidt family in. Her sister Alex wore 7 too.
Yeah.
Another heck of a softball player. All right. Sammy's good. Sammy's wearing 7. But I went looking elsewhere because, Sammy's still playing.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't have a lot of options.
Now, my number 7 didn't wear 7 on his back. He wore 12 in football. I think he wore 35 in basketball. But to me, the number 7 is always the number I'll remember with him. Tate, you got a picture? Doug Phelps.
Oh, Doug Phelps, yeah.
Throwing 7 foot, the first 7-foot high jumper in Nebraska history, class of 1975. He's my number 7 still, but we'll see. We'll see what Sammy can get done this year, huh?
Yeah, I'll go with Doug Phelps. I didn't go with that circle route, but I struggled on 7. I had a couple other ones that I couldn't just go with, and there weren't a lot of options at 7 football.
We got about 4 minutes, Tren.
Okay.
You got a number 8?
He's going to have to tell me. I can't remember. Oh, Alicia Horsky.
Elisa Horsky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Early 2000s. She holds the career record for ERA in a season, 0.74. Career record. She holds the only 2 pitching records that Olivia Douglas doesn't hold. So she has 1.65 career ERA. I went back and looked at some yearbooks and some articles today. Power pitcher, Bulldog in the circle again. And just a competitive family. We coached the brother.
Yeah, she was the first great pitcher in Tiger history. The first time we really had somebody on the mound who could just dominate games. That's a good pick, but I got to go with my boy from 1986, all-state punter.
I knew.
At the University of Nebraska, Greg Booper Garlock.
I told Tate that's where you were going to go. I knew that. That's the only one I knew.
Look at those Tiger socks.
That's
Look at that guy.
That uniform is hideous.
That is a uniform right there. That's a football uniform. Greg's looking great.
So that is pre-dropping the S when I got to be in high school because
that's not just a Tiger jersey. That's Tigers. All right, number 9, Tren. I bet we agree on number 9, our last number of the day. I bet we agree.
The home run queen herself.
Yeah, you got to walk her, Tren. You got to walk her.
Yeah, you got to walk her. Even with the bases loaded.
If the bases are loaded, you're only giving up 1 run. Walk her.
I was talking to our new leader real quick at the softball game Thursday. Yeah. It was great to see Coach Linden out there at the softball game. I had him turn around to field 4, which is the southeast field.
Where she hit the slow pitch fence?
Oh, we went through the whole thing. I said there was the ring, there was the outfielder, I think it was Wahoo, and she said, what was that? And the ball hit the middle of the fence on the fly. It was the craziest thing we've ever seen. She bounced GN Northwest from 2 straight turns. Then she hit the homer the year before.
The Wahoo right fielder, I can't remember exactly what she said, but she cussed. I can't repeat it.
Yeah, well, we can't repeat it, but she said, what was that? And then there was a few words. But then Kaylin Schultz the year before dashes GN Northwest hopes.
That's the picture we got there, isn't it? Isn't that the picture of her coming home when she eliminated Northwest at state?
In the cold, in the night. It was dark. It was cold.
1-2. Base up the middle, scores. That one hit well into right field. Oh my goodness, that's gonna win the game. Hastings walks away. John West out of the left side.
Kaylin, oh my goodness, Schultz.
That ball was literally 2 feet from me. I was so cold, and I was getting ready to go home, and then they just ripped those ones into the corner. I think the senior last year had a big homer in the inning before, and then Kaylin does that, and it was just insane. And
that was
how much I love sending Grand Island Northwest home. So
one of the greatest games in Tiger history, which gets us to the end of our By the Numbers segment, and we go to what's our game of the week.
Our game of the week, real quick, we're going to go back to 1993. And there's football? 2 games. Football, since it's football week. We got to go with that. It's not the Coach Olson show. I was very bummed about that. But we're going to go Kearney High regular season. Downtown Larry Brown with the big sack. Then we blocked the – I would assume they were going for the win. They were going for the win, or was it a tie? I can't remember. 21-18 or 21-19 or 20 to something. So I think they were going for the win because we were celebrating at the end of this. It's only like 28 minutes long. We're going to see.
That's so long ago, Trent. I was doing junior high crowd control
I
that.
know. I can hear the crowd at the end of the game, and I know who's getting who the loudest because it was down to the right. Count of Monte Cristo with his
Carney
miracle
quarterback.
pitches. And we finally got him down, and it's just a fun game. It's probably one of the first big crowds we've had for a Hastings High game.
Oh, they were going for a tie. It was 21-18. Both teams were, I think, 7-0 that night.
Yeah, it was, and really that was the first. We were 7-0, but you just didn't know
who we played. We weren't sure
and stuff. And
I believe that clinched the first playoff appearance in history. Remember that 93 team's the first Hastings team to ever make the playoff.
Oh yeah, and it was crazy. The ending is the best part because it is mad ponium. You see the Hastings assistant coaches are jumping up and down. You can hear the crowd at H. Jones. And then just the fans around the snow fence. It was just a fun. I had a couple other options. There's
save them. We're going to do this
here. Show that I found. And hopefully you put some new ones up.
All right. I'm putting new ones up right now. I've been working all summer. Takes a while to upload them. But that's our game of the week. 93, Kearney at Hastings football.
Regular season.
We'll get that up in the show notes. Tate will put a link on, I don't know, whatever fancy internet stuff he can put links on. And that's a great game. That'd be a great game to watch tomorrow as you're getting fired up for the Tigers going to Elkhorn North, wouldn't it, Trent?
Yeah, definitely. And then we found out today there's going to be a pep rally next Friday. So
all right,
we haven't had a pep rally and get kids excited and hopefully we can teach some people the fight song, and
we better get going on that TikTok dance.
Get that.
Right.
Yeah, we can. I think we can find a few other people to do the TikTok. Maybe you could wear the tiger outfit and do the TikTok dance.
I tell you, Mrs. Mays and I are working on something for pep rally. It's not going to be ready for this first one, but we're working on something.
Okay.
All right, Trent, you got to take us out. What do you want to say? What's the last word?
Say go Tigers. Oh, and we're tracking W's this year. We had a good W week. Go Tigers, get some more dubs.
All right, go Tigers. That's it.